didn't see you there. My name is James Michaels, and I'd like to tell you about the 30 Years' War, the German portion of the Wars of Religion. An indirect result from the Protestant Reformation, this war would eventually kill upwards of 1/3 of Germany's population, approximately 33.33333333333%. It would have a huge impact on Europe as a whole. Although the war wouldn't start officially until 1618, the Peace of Augsburg in 1555 was said to have directly triggered the war because of its decree of
Quis regio eius religio,
meaning whose realm, his religion. Because of the different religious influences in both the north and south of France, the Peace of Augsburg had a polarizing effect on the country. Aside from dividing the Holy Roman Empire in two, this peace acknowledged only Lutheranism as an acceptable form of Protestantism, leaving Calvinists and other forms of Protestants upset and unaccounted for. The Protestants were clearly unhappy with the way that religion was set up within Germany, but Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II sought to create a unified Catholic empire by conquering and converting Protestant lands too, returning the land Lutherans had acquired to the Church, and raising revenue to improve the Church. This created a period of religious tension in the empire known as the Bohemian phase of the war, in which the militant Protestant Union led by Frederick IV, a Calvinist Palatinate, combated Bavarian Duke Maximilian and his Catholic League. But why tell you all about this when I can show you? Step into the time tube with me, if you will. And you'll see that in 1618, Ferdinand II sent 3 representatives to Prague to reconcile his disagreements with the Protestants. The Bohemian Hussites who received these representatives ended up throwing them out a window into piles of horse manure. This defenestration of Prague would help spark more peasant revolts within the same year.
Oh, I'm so angry! I hate you so much! Oh my God, I hate you! I want religious freedom! Give it to me! Give me religious freedom! I hate Catholics like this for Frühstücken!
Continuing until 1624, Protestants led by their new Palatinate Frederick V tried to regain the Rhineland from the Catholic League, aided by the Spanish, and failed miserably. It would be in this loss that the Bohemian or the Palatinate phase of the war would come to a close. Having suffered devastating losses and now facing persecution by the Catholics, the Protestants began to cry out for help in any way, shape, or form. It's in the intervention of other nations in Germany that we see that all the nations took a step away from the medieval and towards the modern. This war was no longer just about religion, but also about secular authority and power. The Danish, led by their king Christian IV, were the first to aid the Protestants against the Habsburgs, starting the Danish phase. Compared to the Catholic League, however, Christians' armies were very weak and easily defeated. The victory against the Danish gave Ferdinand II the power in 1629 to issue the Edict of Restitution, demanding that all Protestant land gained since 1500 be given back to the Church, and formalizing the illegality of Calvinism. This once again suggested that the Germanic states were taking a step away from the medieval and going towards the modern, focusing more on power than religion. Should the Edict of Restitution worked out in the way that Ferdinand planned, we would have seen a stronger, more unified Holy Roman Empire. France, in direct opposition to this, decided to help the northern part of Germany and fund the war against Catholic Germany. When Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden invaded northern Germany, starting the war's 3rd phase, it would have no allies but would be supported by France in various forms of aid. The Swedish would conquer a good part of southwest Germany with this help, but Gustavus would meet his end at the hands of the German
Condottiere
Albrecht Wallenstein. The Germans would eventually drive out the Swedes until 1634, when the Swedish phase ended. Following this part of the war, the Catholics, the Holy Roman Empire, and the Protestants in Germany settled their difference in 1635 at the Peace of Prague. If the Edict of Restitution had proven to be somewhat troublesome to the French, how they responded to the Peace of Prague, which further strengthened the Holy Roman Empire to a level far beyond what was comfortable for them, it would prove to be even more troubling. In response, French Prime Minister Cardinal Richelieu declared war on the Holy Roman Empire's ally Spain and subsequently the Holy Roman Empire, putting Catholic nations on both sides of the war. If it had not already been clear that the wars of religion were fought for political reasons, it would be now. The French conquered Alsace and much of the Rhineland, and the Swedish, now returned to northern Germany. In 1648, the Treaty of Westphalia finally brought an end to what has been called the worst European catastrophe since the Black Death, soothing religious tension by broadening the legal status of Protestantism and drawing much of what is today the modern map of Europe. It revoked Ferdinand's 1629 Edict of Restitution, granting the Calvinists the legal recognition they had sought after for so long, and once more reinstated the Peace of Augsburg's
Quies regio, eius religio
policies. A land's sovereign ruler would once more determine the legal religion of his own state. The Pope, angry with the treaty's distribution of Catholic safeguards and the increased Protestant tolerance it encouraged, opposed the Westphalia Compromise altogether, but of course, he had no power to help prevent it. The independences of the Swiss Confederacy and the United Provinces of Holland was now acknowledged by law, not just by fact. Additionally, Bavaria was finally seen as an elector. The treaty's various German provisions gave each prince sovereignty over his more defined principalities once more. In this way, however, the Peace of Westphalia only further promoted Westphalia. That's for you. By further perpetuating German political weakness and division into the modern age. This disunion between German city-states would continue to grow and cause more frustration for many, which would eventually be quelled by one Adolf Hitler's formation of the Third Reich. These alternating motives behind the 30-year war from religion and into politics show that all European nations, not just Germany, were taking a step out of the medieval era and giving birth to the modern age. I'm James Michaels.